Okay, hello everyone, welcome to this price ladder analysis stream. Today I want to go through a bit of a different market, one that I don't usually go through. It's a market that I don't actually trade, so I'm going to try my best, the best of my ability, to go through what I'm seeing on the order book. I've just been getting shown or told, at least on the trading floor, there's been quite a few little order flow patterns that have been taking place in the DAX futures. And that's kind of what I wanted to go through really quickly with you guys today, to see if we can ascertain what potentially is going on in that market, and if we can sort of figure out if there's some sort of pattern that's playing out in the order flow, and if we can trade off of it just based on what we're seeing, really. So, like we said, let me just write that out for you guys. Focusing on the DAX futures today. A date that this setup or this replay that we're currently running occurred was on the 27th of April 2016, if you guys want to look back on that day. And the time period was somewhere around between 9:30 and about 10. So somewhere around there, and that is BST, obviously. So let's take a look at what we're seeing on the price ladder here on the right. Quickly just get up a pen so I can draw on that for you guys. So we're looking, obviously, this is our ladder. I want to make one quick adjustment before we start looking at it or potentially trying to trade it. I'm not going to try and trade it too much. I'm going to try and point out the things that I'm looking at rather than trade as much, because I don't trade this usually. And if I do see something that I think I want to take part in, I'll take part in. But let's just make one quick adjustment. Now, being as the DAX is a very, very quick market, I usually have my ladder set up like this when I'm trading the Bund, in which case I've got my bids on the left, the price in the middle, and my asks or my offers on the right of the price. What I'm actually going to do here is, because we're seeing very, very quick and successive sort of price action, order flow, it's kind of difficult to keep your eye or train your eye to or at least for myself, to train my eye to watch the ladder in this way. So, and I know a few people that do this, they just kind of shift their price column over to the left, in which case you've got your bids and your offers literally right next to each other, and you can have all your information that you need really in a very small real estate area of your screen. So you've got basically everything you need right here. What your bids and your offers are doing, and your last traded in here with your volume profile just on the right. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So we're currently trading, so 10,315. Obviously there's half ticks in the DAX, and we're seeing a little bit of interesting price action just around here. You can see at 14s, 18 lots, 20 lots coming in, and it's just kind of flicking up, and then we get a big offer here at 14 and a halves, and it's lifting it on nothing. So it's almost as if there's a bit of a spoof taking place at these 14 and a half. So we're trying to take part here at 14, see if we get filled, which we didn't. And as you can see, that big order kind of lifts, pulls off the book, and then you get that swift move to the upside. Now, I didn't actually get filled there. Like I said, I'm not usually used to trading this market, so I'm probably going to be prone to making many mistakes. I've never actually traded this market, and I don't intend to, but I did want to show you guys some things that I see that we have been seeing on this order book recently. So you can see there, around 14 and a half, 15s, two market participants, or potentially one, coming into the market, and again here at 15s. Look, 24 lots, 30 lots just comes in at 15s. We can take a quick tick. He spoofed it up into his offers around 15 and a half, 16s. Spoofs it at around 14 and a half, 15s with 25, 35 lots. Lifts into 15 and a halves, or someone lifts into 15 and a halves as he spoofs it, and then it just drops down as he pulls that bid. And again, you could see just these small little order book patterns that keep taking place over and over again in the book. So we're going to try and watch this a little bit closely here and see if we can pick out anything else that we could potentially trade off of. Let's watch this here. We're trading 13 and a halves, not much going on. You could see between 12 and a halves and around 15 or 14 and a halves. There's not much on the book. The bigger size kind of further away from market. Really what you can tell with this is probably that in the middle we've probably got quite a bit of just market making algorithms just trying to fill in that gap in the spread when really most of the paper is kind of a little bit further away from the market. And that's why when you get in these situations where in a very thin market, like even now we have like a one tick spread basically, and the best bid is at 14s, the best offers at 15s or 14 and a half. So you have that kind of one tick or one to two tick spread in the market. When you finally get big size come at the best bid and the best offer, something potentially peculiar might be taking place, and that's what your first indication that something different might be taking place, and you have to train your eye to pick that up. And what we've been seeing recently, or at least now when we're looking at it, every time we get some big size coming to market on the big bit of the offer, it could potentially be a spoof or someone trying to get his lots away. So you want to pay attention when that spread closes and you've got basically no spread in the market, and there's big size in the bids and the offers at the best bid and the best offer. Something might be taking place as you know, volume wants to be exchanged, market participants want to do something. Now, whether it's a spoof or whether it's real, you have to wait and see, but you got to try and pay attention to what it's doing around that area to ascertain that. So we're currently trading around 15s, not much going on right now, and this is kind of one of the biggest trick of trading during kind of very slow trading market hours. You have to pay attention even when it's really boring, and it can get really boring. There's not much going on here, and you've got to wait in between those gaps. And literally, for those that trade these kind of markets for very, very short-term scalps, they barely blink. They're just looking at the ladder the whole time. So we're trading around 16s now. Not much going through the market. You could see, again, not much taking place on the order book. Seeing a little bit more size around 17 and a halves, 18s, 18 and a halves. We're starting to make a bit of a move up towards that area. Let's see if they get traded out. So not much going through here. That 6 lot just got lifted. One lot trades into 18s. And then we drop down to 17s pretty quickly. Coming back up to 17 and a halves. Trying to lift a few contracts around this area again. So stay patient to see if we can see anything. And if we do, we'll hopefully try and take part. So 14 lots sitting at 18 and a halves at the minute. Last traded at 17 and a halves. You can see every time someone tries to trade into the bid, we're kind of pulling the bid a bit, so it's getting me a bit wary. So these 13, 14 lots, look here, every time it's kind of spoofing the market. Every time we get up into this region, someone tries to take them out, and it takes them out with a 1 lot or something less, you know. Very little trade. Again, 12 lots, and only 6 lots takes them out. So it's kind of getting me wary. Potentially around this area, we want to try and get short, because I'm feeling as if the bids are trying to spoof up into an area here. Let's see if we can get filled. Actually move this guy down a bit. Okay, and again, 16 lots. We'll try and get short around here because this guy seems as if he's going to pull. Get short around here. We saw 25 lot come in and a 35 lot in a market, and he started hitting into that 25 lot. As soon as he got taken out, now we're seeing a bit of a flush down. Now, this, around this area, you could have seen, we're trading at the higher end. We'll try and scalp this out here. See if we can get filled. We just got filled there. You could see we're trading at the higher end of this balance, this little micro balance, as we can call it. This is kind of our micro balance. And as we're trading in the higher end of the micro balance, we came up into this area around 17s, about 16 and a half, 16s, 17s. And we kept seeing a bid come in around these areas. It was this whole area in here. A bid come in for about 25 lots or 24, 20 lots. And every time he'd come in, actually I think he was a little less than that. It was probably around 14, 15 lots, but I think he came in once with 25 lots. Let's just say, for sake of argument, it was around 15 lots came in at market here on the bid. And every time we try and take him out, we could take him out with, you know, between 1 and 6 contracts were taking him out. So you could see that he was trying to like spoof it up into the offers, spoof it up into the offers, and if every time we'd come back into him, he'd pull and we'd come down a bit. And so I didn't manage to really get filled on those offers. I was placing a little bit higher up in here. I think I was placing around 17 and a halves. I had my 2 lot resting there. I didn't get filled. But as he started coming down and pulling his offers, we saw someone come in with around a 25 lot, and then a 35 lot just immediately appeared on the offer just above that. And he was hitting into the bid. And as soon as that bid got taken out, you could see it just kind of calm down for a second, and anyone that had tried to buy it there just quickly flushed to the downside. So interesting little price ladder pattern in there. It's a few little order flow tricks that we saw. Nothing really, I'd say, we could name. I didn't particularly see something that I would call a flipper. Maybe someone might argue the other way. It seemed more as if we were just seeing a bit of spoofing. And in the earlier setups that we saw at the beginning of the stream, we saw a few little just bigger orders coming into the market and interacting with each other. But I'll try, I mean, for the sake of this stream, what we did kind of learn from it is that in times that it's very, very quiet, when it's very, very quiet, you've got to be very, very patient and looking for those setups. It can die out for a few minutes at a time. If you turn around and go get up off your desk and go get a coffee because you think it's just too quiet, you might miss something that's almost instantaneous. If you're trading these very, very quick scalping patterns, you've got to be at your desk literally, throughout that period where you see this come out. And usually, you see it between, I'd say 9:30 to 10, often even between 11 and 1 o'clock you get a lot, just because it's low volume generally, and these algorithms kind of take over the market, and that's when you see a lot of these patterns take place. But you've got to be able to invest your time in watching the ladder for that much time in order to, be able to see these little patterns, these little nuances in the ladder. And the second thing that we basically talked about was that in trading these very quick markets, like the DAX, for example, I would tend to argue that this sort of setup where you've got the price on your left or on your right and your bids and your offers very close to each other, because you just very, very quick successive price action, you've got to be able to read it all within one small space. Now you could argue you could do this for other markets. I tend to like to have my price column in the middle when I'm trading the Bund or the Euro stocks. It's not as quick, it's not moving 10 prices within a few seconds. That's just the nature of markets like the DAX. But if it's this quick, I would argue potentially you might want to keep those bids and the offer columns close to each other. But anyway, that's just a very short and sweet little price ladder analysis stream that I wanted to go through with you guys. Thank you guys very much for listening in. If you guys have any sort of patterns or anything you want me to go through in these streams, it's kind of, I'm trying to lead a bit of an open environment, and I'd like to hear what you guys would like to see. And if you have anything, just tweet me at MVS_Futex Live is my Twitter handle, or you could just tweet the @Futex Live handle, which is the actual official Futex Live handle. Either one of those, if you tweet, let us know if there's something you saw in the market, or if you'd like us to go through in one of these streams. We've been getting messages on our Twitter, in our email inbox, but we want more. We want to see more of what you guys want to see. And if there's anything particular you'd like us to go through, we can do that for you. Right, thank you guys very much for listening in, and take care. Good luck trading for the rest of the week. Bye-bye for now.